girl, you make me. All right. Yo. Boys, we got to really grind today. You can't fall behind the 10K. Mumbo Jumbo Gold Pack, new unlimited pack method, Glory Hunters, crafted upgrade grinding, EAFC26 Ultimate Team. What's up, buddy? How we doing, brother? Alright, new content. What do we got? Exchanges? 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 Oh, 89 plus summer tournament historical nations upgrade. Please tell me. Earn player 1 icon rated 89 or higher from nations qualified. Please please be lower rated. Yo! Yo! Boys! Yes! Yes! Come on! Yes! Bro, what were we saying yesterday? Dude, we were literally saying yesterday, the only thing this grind is missing is something that we can put lower ends into when we're done with Team of the Weeks. Bro. EA, thank you. Thank you. Look at the packs too. So 2-player pack's not great. Small Electrum Players pack and Electrum Players pack. The amount of cards going back into our club for League SBCs is gonna absolutely cook. The coins on this don't matter as much. We'll still make coins on this. But my goodness, that is... And that's here for the next 2 weeks. Historical PP, get out of here. You're gone. Bye-bye. Alright, anything else? Anything else we want to include in the grind? Bro, that just made me so happy. Alright, we gotta put that in the title now, too. Net breaker. Mumbo's screaming without the S. Dude, that's so nice, though. And unless I'm looking at this wrong, literally, this is gonna be how we clear our dupe storage. It's perfect. Alright, let me put it in here too. 89 plus summer tournament historical nations upgrade. Oh, didn't save. 1 second. I'm only spamming those in UEFA. Let's go, baby. Let's put in the title. 89 plus summer tournament historical nations upgrade. All right, so what the grind's gonna be now, boys, is essentially we're going to take the video from yesterday, and when we cleared dupe storage into Team of the Week upgrades, whether that be just for the day, whether that be to make enough for the week, now this is going to be how we clear the dupe storage and things in our club. Let's go. Okay, what can we remove? We need to remove something in here. Premium Mixed League upgrade, Crafting upgrade, Ultimate Team, EAFC, World Cup, Glory Hunters. There we go. All right. Let's get it, boys. Let's do provisions first. Let's do the daily stuff, and then we'll go into that. But what are your appeal tools template for the Premium League? If you go to the grind playlist, we have videos for the templates. We have appeal tools specific videos. So look at the thumbnails and the titles that include appeal tools and the Premium Mixed League upgrade. Alright. Dude, this literally changes everything, boys. It's not an 84, 85, 86, but 85, 86, 87 is perfect too. So now, it makes us want to spam even more, because the more fodder we get... Oh, what am I doing? The more fodder we get, the more of those we get to do. Now, what... Did it say hero and icon? Building Cappy in Somerville from the 275k pack. Nice. And that's the way. Mumbo likes it. Yes, sir. Gold. Okay. So what we're gonna do? I haven't done League SBCs today yet. I've been storing League SBC cards in my club, mainly silvers. I'm taking it a step further. I am now storing bronzes as well, especially from League One and Eredivisie. I'm trying to stretch it even further than 50 runs a day now. But this Electrum pack should help as well. Okay. Also, too, what we're going to do, we're going to do an 84 double. I've been done doing these. But what I'm going to do... So let's open one real quick. Or let's make one so that at the front of the list. We're going to open the remaining ones we have. Because I think we sell like 200-ish. Hero and icon. We could get some crazy pulls in that, right? I'm not doing it to try to get crazy pulls. What does it say again? Sorry. Artifact can say 1 year... For nations qualified summer tournament, any of the previous, so it could be any of the best ones. That's perfect. And what that's going to be even better for is we don't even get a pick choice. It's given to us, so the amount of 91s we'll probably get will be great. 84 double would be good for fodder for the new SBC. Yes and no. In theory, yes. You can make a case for it. The way that I recommend personally spamming League SBCs and crafting upgrades, I think you're going to get infinitely more fodder staying with just crafting upgrades than the 84 double. Again, that being said, you're seeing me open my 84 doubles. I'm not crafting these. Nope. Gold commons in the craft. Nope. Nope. I would still put all of them into the crafting. 100%. I'm telling you, the amount of coins, the amount of additional packs, the recyclability is going to take it way further. You start doing the 84 double, I'm not saying it's going to wreck the grind and you're not going to be able to grind. But you're going to see all the things you've been taking advantage of. If you wanted to work some in, or if you've built up a certain amount of packs and you want to build out some 84 doubles, I don't think there's any issue with that. But I wouldn't have it be the main thing. Is it still the best way to do 80 times 5s in the premium leagues only? Yes, I would say so, yeah. We had over 1,000 of these made already, though, so we gotta finish spamming these open. Does that make sense, though, guys? Or is anyone confused with that? Like, people's minds go to the minimum rating, and I think you guys see the 84 doubles and you think, okay, this would logically make sense. Oh, here we go. Who's that? And I'm not saying you won't get anyone, because these are still pretty good packs. But if your main thing is the recyclability, you need to do the recyclability. If you don't care about the recyclability as much, go for it. Another Kubas. Why are League of Portugal and Pro League so expensive? We probably have, no joke, since yesterday, over 500 new people doing League SBCs from our video and stream. They're always up and down, though. Even with that, they were still 300 coins at normal times yesterday. Right before content is usually when they're the most expensive. So now the question becomes, because we'll probably make a new video on how to incorporate these in. The question becomes, do you just do 85s and above into these, and 84s and below into League SBCs? Or do you still do on and off switch? I still think on and off switch will be good. I'll probably go to Foot Genie and have it make us like 4 or 5 in a row too. Would you guys want to see that? Would you want to see like 4 or 5 of these made? I'm back. What's up, Andrew? Did you know that your channel is one of the first to appear in the YouTube search? You just need to type MumboElite. Our life goal is going to be to one day show up ahead of Mumbo Jumbo. Has anyone made one yet? If so, what did you get in it? Yeah, we'll do the dailies at some point. We're gonna open these first, and then we'll do League SBCs later. So usually I do my League SBCs either before stream or off of stream. We're gonna do League SBCs on stream today to kind of show you guys how that's looking. C-Barbs, did you see my comments on your comment, brother? Comments on your comments. Both of those were answered in the video like 2 minutes before. 2 minutes in the video after you watched and commented was the answer. And then 2 minutes after your comment was the other answer. But we answered both of them. But now it's going to change again with this new SBC. And the change, boys, is going to be instead of making a bunch more Team of the Week upgrades with all your additional dupe storage 88s and under, you're going to make these instead. What new SBC? In the title is the new SBC. It's a new icon hero SBC, unlimited repeatable, 85, 86, and 87 raid squad. If it was always the same, I could learn. Well, it's always going to change ever so slightly, but the logic's still the same throughout 99% of it. Is the A9 Plus Sonic Return to Historical Nations worth it? Yeah, we're going to do that instead of building out more Team of the Week upgrades. Also now, too, that the Team of the, or the FOF cards for Glory Hunters now count as the special that can be used. The pack rate we're getting them at, I'm going to see if we stop making Team of the Week upgrades, how long we can go. But we still have like another 100 Team of the Weeks to get through. Now that fodder's so cheap, the game is so much more fun. Yeah, honestly, people complain that fodder's so cheap for the price of like store packs and things like that, and that's understandable. Or like when you get one tradable, you're like, dang, I wish I could make coins on this. Or when you open like the preview in a 7.5k pack and you get a 88, but you still don't want to buy the preview because it's going to be less than the pack's worth. That's frustrating, but from like a menu grind, it's phenomenal. Yeah, I saw Mbappe give the ref the armband. That was hilarious. Should I spend coins into completing more Premium League upgrades or just buy fodder? Depends on what your goal is. If you're just buying fodder, you're not going to get your money back. But if you're putting coins into the Premium Mix, specifically putting coins from your profit into buying more Pro League Portuguese League and restocking silvers for League 1 Eredivisie and Serie A Bundesliga, you're going to make more coins back than you're spending on that and packs. And it's just going to continue going and going and going and going and going. So, completely depends on your specific goals, but only 2 of the squads need a promo card, right? We're going to see if we can build 5 of these plus in a row. They could have paid me 1 million to go back for the game. I still won. Yeah, 1 million what? Coins? What's the requirement? 85 squad, 86 squad, 87 squad. The 85 and the 86 need a Team of the Season, Team of the Week, or FOF card. Super nice. Literally almost exactly what we were calling for yesterday. We said we need a repeatable SBC that's something like an 84, 85, and an 86 squad. Just a little off from that, but it works. Also, too, though, something to kind of keep in mind, because as we kind of continue grinding, we're all going to go somewhat different directions. I want you guys to think of the menu grind for League SBCs specifically. When you're getting to the point when you're making hundreds of packs, millions of coins, you don't have to follow exactly what we do. If you want to go your own direction or you want to do your own thing, like some people want to do 84 doubles, if you want to do that, absolutely go for it. But if you're asking for my suggestion, I'm going to give you what I still suggest and the reasons why. Completely up to you, though. Same thing goes with coins, right? A lot of us, when we're making these millions of coins, we're looking for places we can put those coins and make more coins and make these SBCs faster. If you want to spend those millions of coins on promo packs and gamble, go for it. That's completely your call. As soon as I use my 86, 87, 88s into Team of the Week packs and 85 10s, but you get back quickly, yeah, you'll never run out of fodder, brother. If you keep the engine going, it's always going to be driving. Mumbo, who does It's Called Soccer play against? Bosnia on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time. You want your community to get? That's not exactly what I said. But sure. Turning our use into degenerates. Now, all we need is exchanges. Exchanges are just going to make this even easier. The nice thing with exchanges would be you could do this grind, remove League SBCs if you wanted to, and the coins you'd get would be from these tradable packs instead. And you just keep spamming either crafting upgrades or 84 doubles or player picks, and then any super high-end fodder you get, you put them in exchanges. CDM! Prem! Fulham! Duplicates! Give me that burger. Let's go. Burger my goats! Burger. Burger. So I guess we could throw 84s in here too. Let's we're gonna go to Foot Genie, boys. We're gonna spam these open, and then once the dupe storage is filled, we're gonna make, should we do 5 in a row? If we can. Okay, so Mumbo, following on from yesterday. There's a goat in the... Brother, no. Ask about the menu grind. We're not doing this. Can I just, like, block your messages for the next 5 minutes? Okay, you know, we'll put up with it. If you fornicate with that goat, okay. Following on from yesterday, there's a goat in the barn. Hold on, let's open packs while we do this. Also, this is our pack situation right now. We have almost 100 crafting upgrades still. We're at 88 right now. Jumbo Golds, I'm down to 38. Prime Electrums are up to 261. I want to get this over 300 today. Okay. There's a goat in a barn. If you fornicate with that goat, no one you ever meet will know you fornicated with that goat. However, if you don't fornicate with that goat, everyone you ever meet will think you did. Another one, let's go. I just made 33 crafting upgrades. Would you save or open them? Depends on your type of grind you're doing. If you're just doing off leagues into them and you're doing league SBCs, you could stock them up. If you're doing them into league SBCs, just non-stop spam them. I'll usually always stay within the range like 50 to 100, or I'll try to. And I keep making them. Is Foot Genie better than Pale Tools? Yes and no. Both are good for different reasons. Foot Genie paid is in its own bracket. I don't compare that to Pale Tools. It makes League SBCs even easier than Pale Tools, but both have their, I guess, pros and cons. Okay, let's do a lot of League SBC cards. We'll do up to 94 rated. Solve multiple times. Let's see if we can do 5 right now. Always 2. Do a minimum rating. I'm going to do up to, we'll put 83s in. Now I send all 80s and lower. That's your call then, brother. Alright. So what does it want to put in? It's putting Team of the Week, so nice. So we can do 5 already. Have you used Auto SBC? I have not. Okay. So we've made 5 now. Should we try to make 10? Pale Genie is so good. I do love putting Pale Tools on top of Foot Genie. It is fun. One thing I do notice is Foot Genie will soft ban you before you're actually soft banned. And if you switch to Pale Tools off of that, it'll still let you make SBCs. Okay. So we have, what, 5 now? Where are they? Right here? Okay. Let's build out more. Should we do 10, boys? Stopped early. Is it not going to put these? Are there what? I'll not use haram FIFA methods. Alright, what's our dupe storage looking like too? Back down to 17. Nice. So yeah, this is going to be a fantastic way of continuing to have our dupe storage get cleared now. What's the new grind? If you haven't seen the video from yesterday, or if you have, either way, our recommendation for building out Team of the Week upgrades with especially your dupe storage, but the 88s and under from your club to continuously make Team of the Week packs for future days. Once you've made enough of those where you're happy for the day or for the week, you now switch that to the 89 plus summer tournament. You're going to constantly be building those out with the non-stop fodder you're getting. And this is going to get you additional coins, additional League SBC cards, and help you make more crafting upgrades and more League SBCs. You're just going to rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Did you hear about Xhaka? So the update today was interesting. The update today was that there was no formal Chelsea to Sunderland, Sunderland to Chelsea club contact. It's all been the agent and Granite himself, which is even more wild that it's all being driven by him. Quite literally after he... I don't know. There's no world he stays now. I think Chelsea's move is they're trying to have Fabrizio make it as uncomfortable as possible so that we'll say yes to any amount of money as low as possible. Dupe Conte, let's go. Goes Chelsea's to Judas. It's such a backstab. I understand it's more wages. I understand he loves Alonso. I understand Alonso leaving Bayer Leverkusen was the only way we got him in the first place. What's that animation? This is Foot Genie's pack animation. It does in old school for promo cards if you turn it on. So like, that's modern football, man. You can't be the Arsenal captain then go to Chelsea. To be fair, many Arsenal players go to Chelsea and vice versa. Also, Arsenal hated Granite towards the end, so that doesn't shock me as much. The fashion he's leaving Sunderland, though, after literally everything he said in the last month about staying, he has no interest in leaving. You just can't trust players anymore, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a job to them. Like, you get that. They're not from the area. They, you know, love the fans, right? They're the reason they have a job. But at the end of the day, if they can make more money in a city they want to live in with a coach they love, those things make sense. I just hope it's one of those things where I get he's older. We need to sell him for more than we got him for. I don't see a world where we sell him for a loss. I know he got a year older, but there's a reason Chelsea is willing to buy him and make him their captain. He's still one of the best midfielders in the Prem. Was literally in the Prem team of the season. Literally one of the best players in the midfield at the World Cup. Stat-wise, I think he is number one for... I forget what the stat was exactly, but... The good thing that can potentially come out of this, though, is realistically, he would have had one more good year in him anyways before Sunderland would realistically be looking to replace him, especially with this contract. So even if you can get the same amount of money, if not a little bit more than you paid for him, and you can find a quality replacement, obviously you're not going to get a player that's a carbon copy of him, but I think Sunderland would still be in a pretty good spot. My only issue is what players are going to see that and potentially now want to move as well. That's the scary thing. Like Nordy, Mukiele came to the club because of Granite. Is he going to leave now? I know he loves the fans. I know he loves the team. He's been a phenomenal player. I now understand what West Ham goes through. I now understand what Burnley goes through. I understand what Leeds goes through. I understand what all these teams go through. Newcastle even. Dude, Granit Xhaka's uniting the Northeast. It's the craziest thing. There's Newcastle fans and Sunderland fans coming together because their midfielders all say they love their club and then are making moves out. You get talent for 2 seasons max and sold and proceed to spend on shit. And that's where I trust the board. That's where I trust the recruitment. That's where I trust the director of football. Gustafi's insane when it comes to scouting talent. He's the reason he came in the first place. So, like I said, if he leaves, the thing is, it's going to suck. But you don't want a footballer who doesn't want you. Happened with Brad Edwards. Now he has no club. Did we just make 5 more? And, like, that's the thing that sucks, too, is clubs like Chelsea. I mean, all the big clubs, but it seems like mainly the London ones. I mean, the United City or Manchester ones probably do it, too. The emphasis on Fabrizio to try to force moves is the most disgusting thing in the world. They know personal terms won't be an issue because they can spend an outrageous amount of money both on salary and on player costs. But my goodness. It's pathetic. It's also confused me why Atletico being annoying about Alvarez wanting to go to Barca. They clearly don't want to be with them anymore. They need to sell him. I feel like other leagues outside of the Prem, it's a little different though. Especially if you're selling within the league. For example, Bundesliga and La Liga are the perfect pipelines. If any player is considered like a player of the season or an up and coming, realistically they make a move. It's the Bundesliga, they go to Bayern or Dortmund. Realistically, they go to Bayern. If it happens in La Liga, realistically, they go to Barca or Real Madrid. If they go to Real Madrid, it's usually they wait out their contract to leave on a free. Unless they're going to spend like 150 mil on you and call you a Galactico player. And then not be able to afford you because PSG's not wanting to sell. Or Bayern's not wanting to sell. League One operates a little different now. I was going to include League One in that. But League One's emphasis now is selling to Brighton, selling to Brentford, selling to Sunderland type Prem teams. The model's a little different. Not all the talent in League One goes to PSG. It still does to a heavy extent. You see that in the youth academies as well, in like the younger players. But more specifically, you're seeing Sunderland's taking more of the approach of League One players and Pro League players. I think you're going to start seeing a lot of Prem teams now look at the Pro League as well as one of those leagues where they get to experience European football, whether that's Conference League, Europa League, Premier League, so you can judge them off that. The upper end of the league has enough quality. How do I word it? The league in and of itself is not the highest quality, but there's enough quality in the league where you can realistically look at it and say, okay, they're doing phenomenal in here. There's these aspects of their game. They're really physical. They're really good box to box with their passing and dribbling. This can translate well to the Premier League. Probably not for the biggest clubs, like maybe cities don't look at that, but like Noah Siddiqui to Sunderland's the perfect example of that. Serial winner for Noah Siddiqui in his time in Belgium. Young player of the season, makes the move over, and he's been phenomenal. All right, how many more of these do we have? Okay, our dupe storage is not filled yet. I really shouldn't be making these on here. I've been preaching, really, you should only be doing League SBCs on here, but we're going to make this the exception. Serial winner? Yeah, he's a serial winner. Frosted Flakes in particular. Alvarez to Sunderland? Would that be crazy? Is it worth it, the 89 plus? We just made 10 plus of them, and we're going to open them in bulk. So if you guys want to see if they're worth it in terms of what you pack in them, you'll be able to see that today for me. But when it comes to are they worth it to grind, absolutely. If you're doing our menu grind, you need a place to put this stuff. This is going to be the perfect place for you to put it. It came at the perfect time, too. But it still comes down to if they don't want to play for you, the club gets in the way of the player leaving. It hurts the team. That's universal. Yeah, but there's rules and stuff to it as well. There's exceptions for some players that people don't want to talk about. Like Granite. Getting Granite to the club in the first place, he's an older player. He was more of a captain role. He was coming in. He was going to do a lot with the club. There's coaching things. That's a very different emphasis and goal than maybe a younger player on a long contract. The thing is, though, if you have a young player on a long contract, let's say it's 4 or 5 years, or 4 with an add-on for another year potentially, other clubs can't come in and lowball you money-wise because of the long contract. If the player wants to leave, the player can go, but there's a bare minimum threshold that a club needs to meet in order to sell. You might 5 to 10 gaggle, or I don't know what the word is, like haggle each other over 5 to 10 mil. And the difference between that, even if you do get the extra 5 to 10, if you're someone like Newcastle and you do that for a month and a half, you probably lose out on the potential replacement you wanted in the first place, and then you're left with no one, right? That's what's happened with their Gordon situation. They haggled on Gordon for a little bit, needed a left winger, kind of dribbled around the price a little bit, could have done some, I almost said buy nows, could have done some release clauses, but tried to get a little bit under, and that screwed them. So like with the Xhaka situation, I would love to get more money than we paid for him, especially because there was no expectation of him leaving this season. That's out of left field. Any other player I would have expected to potentially get a move. Granted, I didn't think was leaving at all. So if you're trying to take a team's captain, regardless of their age, Chelsea's buying him because they think he's going to be crucial to them. That comes with a price tag. Do you see it as a good SBC? Yeah, yesterday we were telling EA that we needed something that was unlimited repeatable with tradable packs that we could put 84s, 85s, and 86s. I thought we'd get an 84, 85, 86 SBC. This is an 85, 86, 87, but you're still able to put all those type of cards in. And for like our grind in particular, what we've been doing is making a bunch of Team of the Week upgrades with all our dupe storage and leftover 88s and under in our club because we just needed a place to put them. This is going to be the place to put them now. So not only do we constantly get rid of 88s and under, we're going to be able to make much higher rated cards. We're going to have a chance at the best icons and heroes in the game from the best nations. It's going to be really great. But anyways, so like now with the Zaka situation, if a player's towards the end of their contract, this is different. He's within the first 12 months of his contract. It's a 2-year contract with a additional year extension potentially. So it's essentially a 3-year contract. If you're trying to get a player who still has 2 years left on their deal, regardless of their age, you need to be willing to meet the price point. I think 40 is probably going to be realistically too much. I think 20 is going to be too low. If it's 30, I think that can be happy for both sides. If Chelsea's willing to splash 40, 50, 60 mil on unknown teenagers and never play them, they can afford a captain for 30, 35 mil. All right, we got 27 more of these boys, and then we're out of 84 doubles. And then we'll go back to console and open whatever we have left of these. Why did it stop early? Excuse me? Sorry? Yeah, I see it as a really good SBC, long story short. Should I use my dupe storage into the new team of the week instead of dailies? I would do it after dailies. I would get all your dailies done first, which is funny because I didn't do mine yet. But I'd take care of all your dailies and then I'd do this after. Yep, no problem, bud. No problem. Wait a second, I just thought of something. 27. Nah, never mind. I was gonna say something, but it's not worth even saying. Okay, can we make another 5? We can. Jeez. Okay. So remember, yesterday we emptied our club. And after we emptied our club, we're still able to make this many. Keep that in mind, boys. Okay, Cucurella's going to be used. Losa's going to be used. Okay, so it's going to mix in some of the higher rateds. That's still good. So the token meta to still spam the 81 times 10s, that would probably be the best fodder place to put it. If you're already doing unlimited packs, unlimited coins, you realistically don't need to do it. If you did want to like gamble on some of the 250 ones for the 94 plus times 3 of this promo to try to get one of those big boys, that'd probably be a really good move. That's what we did with the first group. I need 25 more to do the second one. Yeah. Okay, so we made 20 actually. I thought we made 15. Dang. All right, boys. Are you ready for this? We're about to do 20. I think we packed... Did we pack 5? going to say we got 5. Probably got a few more than that. Yeah. Long story short, if you're struggling with fodder, you can get up to 181 times 10s a week if you wanted additional stuff. And that's like another reason too why not having exchanges yet is not the end of the world. Realistically, we want it. And the reason we want exchanges is not because you can't do a menu grind right now. It's because the bottleneck is literally League SBCs. You need to keep buying things for League SBCs to keep it going. You're still making unlimited coins. You're still making unlimited packs. But let's be honest, no one wants to really sit here and buy Pro League, Portuguese League cards daily when we're about to be in July. All right, what do you guys think the best pull is going to be from these? I'm curious. All right, we're going to record this just in case something happens. All right, dudes, we got 2089 plus summer tournament historical packs. Come on, EA. 150k player tops. Do any of them even still have value? I bet even really good icons and heroes are super cheap. Especially now that you can spam this, I feel like it's going to be cheaper. Like, my icon I thought would be a good one. I wouldn't be surprised if he's like 40k now. His price will fall heavily. Yeah, you're gonna get a bunch of players worth like 150 to like 250k, and you're sat here trying to like explain to people why it's an L because the card's not worth 3 million. This is more like it. This is what I expect to get in everyone. Love the little down arrow. Cheeky. So I'm curious. I would, if someone has millions of coins and you want to like, not gamble, but you want to do some snipes, I bet there's going to be some sniping opportunities for icon and hero cards on the market that are under these promos. Not like the base ones, but if you kind of just scroll through each of them, I bet there's going to be some good deals there in the tradable market. Clear? Off to a horrific start. Any 91 we can get is going to be perfect for the 91 swap exchange, because there's not many golds that are 91 out right now. There's not any promo cards that are 91 out right now. So that'd be nice. 93 more. Okay. Now, I guess 90s would be good too. Oh. Eric. Nice. He's a dupe. He's not even 70k either. Crazy. Crazy. All right. 5 down. Will you be using these for fodder on player SBCs? 91. Come on. C-Barbs. I'm going to have you think about that one for 2 seconds, brother. When was the last time you've ever seen me realistically do a player SBC? I'll most likely put him back into these. Alorian. Nice. Only 99 pace? Unbelievable. $13 more. Do you only keep players who fit your best team then? C-Barbs. You have been here almost every single day, to a certain extent, on most streams, for months. I would say most of the year. Have you ever realistically seen me play with a team outside of my Sunderland team? Who's gonna tell? He'll learn eventually. He will learn eventually. Only seen you play once, to be honest. My point exactly. The only player SBCs I do is players I like or icons I like. The rest is not worth putting your fodder into. You can always put your fodder into those things. There's literally zero reason for me to do it, though. Because I'm never touching the cards to play with. I barely play with my Sunderland Evo team. I'll Evo them so they get the Evo, but then I don't play another match after that. And then after months, I'll randomly be like, alright, we're going down a few divisions in Div Rivals. Let's show we still got it. Alright, we're gone now. Alright, 9 more. I will say what's nice about these is we're going to get a variety. I feel like there's going to be very few dupes. Hey, Iniesta, come on. I wonder if any of these are ever considered in Evos that come out. Now they can start fitting them. Another 91. Come on. I don't think we've yet gotten a what would be considered a good player. Would you guys say? Like maybe one above 500k. I think the best is 250k-ish. Who? Wait a second. Are they legally able to have the Bundesliga or the Bayern badge on there? For a hero? Did they just not edit that out? Did they just not care? Or am I tripping? Do more of them have that? Ornstein, Xhaka, Bamba. There's an update as of now. Sunderland reject 8 mil! 8 mil! Hey, do we have any Chelsea fans in chat? I gotta say something real quick. Any Chelsea fans in chat? What delusional world is your club living in? My goodness. $8 million. Oh, but he's gonna turn 34. Team of the season midfielder. New player of the year. $8 million to be your team captain. F right off. Literally F right off. We're not having the discussion of it should be 40 million. 25 to 30. Realistically, 30 to 35 should be the range. You're already going to pay him great wages. We already know he's willing to go. We already know you're paying money to Fabrizio so that he can tarnish the reputation between club and player, so that we'll accept any lowball offer. 8 mil? Brother, that's disgusting. That... Team that finished below Sunderland, by the way. Team not playing European football, by the way. Team spending hundreds of mil per year, by the way. Teams that have bought players for hundreds of mil that have yet to play for them, by the way. Absolutely disgusting. Degenerate club. Lowest of the low. Despicable. That genuinely pissed me off more than the fact that he might be leaving. That 8 mil just sent me over the edge. Sorry, let me finish reading the rest of it. Sunderland rejected the 8 mil offer to sign Xhaka. So you see, told Chelsea the player's not for sale at any price. Stamford Bridge Club felt a bit fair, but PL rivals viewed as unacceptable. Insists no further return. You actually, you know what? Can I change my mood on this? Can I change my mood on this? Set it at 30. Genuinely set it at 30 and say, take it or leave it. It's 30 mil. The player's under contract. The player will not be leaving. Sorry. Player's not leaving. Xhaka, you're the captain. You were using your own words that you said a month ago of how you love being here, how you can't wait for European football. We're using all those words, and you're a man of your word because we trust you. You're a man of your word. We're doing PR campaigns where we're promoting those words. Fully send it. And if you want to refuse to play, refuse to play. Because I would rather not take 8 mil. I'd rather keep him on the wages. And if he just doesn't want to play and wants to wait out his contract, he can wait out another year past that. Oh, extension goes another year. He's got to wait out 2 years. If you want to be petty, Granit Xhaka, you can be fucking petty on the bench. We'll get someone to replace you and just not... We'll not sell you, and we'll get someone to replace you. Absolutely pathetic. Sorry. Anyways. Spent more on players they forgot they owned. Imagine finishing 10th and walking into negotiations like you're the one doing them a favor. We call them the Big Six. I don't think they deserve that title. They all genuinely piss me off. I'm now starting to understand it. I think as a neutral for most of them, it's always been like, oh, like it makes sense. Like Newcastle can't. Well, I'm not a neutral to Newcastle. I despise Newcastle. But it's like realistically, you can understand. It's like, okay, players on a 3-4 year contract, bigger clubs coming in for triple or quadruple the wages. They're not going to sign a new contract. They know they're going to leave. There's a ballpark of money they could get. That makes sense. A player who's 33, about to turn 34, that's the captain of your team? I'm sorry. Not happening. I would say 10 to 15 mil would be tops I would pay for him. Well, here's the thing, right? If you were a team trying to buy Granit Xhaka, right? If you were realistically a team trying to buy him, and you knew he was 33 years old, turning 34, and he was about to be out of contract, that amount of money makes sense. But you add in the fact that he has essentially another 2 years left on his deal. He just had a phenomenal season, was literally in the Premier League team of the season. That changes the dynamic a little bit in terms of his worth. A club will only want to pay a certain amount because of his age and the resellability factor. Makes sense. But Chelsea's not buying him to resell him. Chelsea is buying him because of the relationship he has with the manager. They view him as a team and club captain, and they view him as an experienced leaderhead for all their young players, right? Completely against the model they have right now. They should have to pay for that. You can't just say you're going to double or triple the player's wages, and then you have to let one of your best players go for an insulting amount of money. They, in theory, should have no bargaining power here. Chelsea should have none. Chelsea should have to pay. I mean, I would be happy with getting the same amount of money we got him for. That would make sense to me. I'd still feel a tad insulted, but it would make sense because of his age, and he's getting older, and he then, starting the next season, would realistically have one more year left on his contract after that. That would make sense. But if they want him so bad, there's a bare minimum threshold they should be willing to pay. We got one promo from the 3 times. I didn't get any yesterday from that. And surprisingly, I got one from the 8410. Oh. That just genuinely ruined my day. Stamford Bridge Club felt bid fair. Oh, did I finish reading the rest of it? Stamford Bridge Club felt bid fair, but PL Rivals viewed... Wait. PL Rivals? Can you call someone a PL rival when they did the double over you? Is that a rivalry? Or are they just saying rivals as in you're in the same league? Viewed as unacceptable. Plus, insists no further proposals will be entertained. I love this. I genuinely love it. 8 mil when they value him at 30 mil. What are we doing here? Chelsea supporter. 8 mil, they're having a laugh. Chelsea supporter. These clubs are putting in low bids to unsell the player. It's so obvious. Proper snaky, these big 6. One of the CFC mods, the dude who has over 160k on Twitter, LMAO Fairs, can't even blame them, referring to Sunderland. The player wants to move, then he should force it. If you're only willing to offer pennies, you can fuck off. We do not need to sell, and especially not for less than we paid for him. I would be more willing to have him wait out his contract than sell him for less than 20 mil. Liwa to Chicago Fire. Wait, I could go see Liwa play. I could go see Liwa play, less than 2.5 hours away from me, and I could go see James Rodriguez play, less than 4 hours away from me. You going to any World Cup games? No, but I'm going to Sunderland preseason. Will I see Granit Xhaka there? We'll see. Boom, boom. Or have you been? Nope, I don't want to spend a few $100 for the ticket and infinitely more money outside of it. It'll be cheaper for me to go to a World Cup traveling to a different country than going to this one. There were the opportunity of some games, but logistically it wouldn't have made sense. I would have had to spend like $1,000 on a plane ticket to then go to a city on the opposite side of the country to watch a match that I'd prefer to watch on my TV for free. If you want to watch US play, you'd have to spend like $3,000. If there's even a ticket available. Most of them would be $5,000 to $10,000. And then if you wanted to see any of the knockout games after that, you're looking at probably bare minimum $3 to $5K now. Versus, I can see Liverpool, Sunderland, travel and everything included, spend less than $500 total. Burrow's supposed to be looking at Hull's Ford Joseph and Lewis Dobbin. Dobbin. When did footies release in previous FIFAs? Isn't footies usually like one of the last weeks in July or beginning of August, I think? I can't remember though. The only way I'd be able to realistically remember is if you went to MumboElite on YouTube and just typed in like MumboElite footies, which I can do right now. Chelsea wants a captain, go get Henderson. Yeah, dude, honestly. MumboElite footies. Unlimited pack opening, footies batch 2. Okay. So batch 2 must have been... Batch 2 was July 19th. Dude, it was mid-July last year. I'm looking at the screenshot right now. We had over half the footies cards and almost all the re-release cards. Do you guys remember this? Hold on. You guys remember doing this? We'll do this again this year if they do the same thing with footies and re-release. So, we have the footies, and it's 12 out of 20 we had at that point from exchanges and player picks and unlimited packs. And then with the 180 re-releases, we were trying to pack every re-release card. And we had 159 out of 180 of them. Wait. Wait, what was that? Wait. What was I doing? 153.18. 153.18. 1 second. What was I doing? Hold on. Wait, I need to see something. History. Wait, what was I doing? Hold on. There we go. Oh, was I making the I was putting this in a container, putting a sauce on it and shaking it. I think. Damn, I'd use that smaller one for something else. Ranch and some other seasonings. Ranch, other seasonings. Out right now, but I can go get some. Oh, here we go. All right. Alright, let me put this away. Dang. Yeah, that was July 19th. When did we get exchanges released in FC25? I remember in FC24 it released during Team of the Year. We got them June 16th, I think it was. In FC25. Wouldn't even get you a meal deal at this market. Dude, I love how every person on Twitter is backing Sunderland in this right now. Sunderland feel Chelsea's approach has lacked respect for both them and the player. No further bids will be entertained. Agent will be on the phone to Romano again soon. Then, let's see how this agent uses Fab and Co. to attack the club now. Insulting offer. Now Gusto hopes to join Manchester City by the end of the transfer window. If Gusto goes to City, Xhaka goes to Chelsea, LaCroix goes to Chelsea, I wouldn't be surprised if Mukiele, Nordy followed. But Chelsea would have to pay the money for him. MumboElite, you have 25 mil. What are you going to spend your coins on? right now, I'm spending some coins throughout the week on the weekly provision packs for gold commons mainly. But I'll probably do the gold rare ones as well. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, if you go to the below promo packs, they have provisions. 25k gets you 45 gold commons. You can do that 5 times a week. And then you can do for 50k, 50 gold rares between 78 to 83 rated. Essentially, the only reason I'd be doing these is to get more gold rares and gold commons in my club without having to bid or buy them. Because we're already making profit. We're just looking for ways to maximize the amount of cards we can get in our club throughout the week. That's essentially our new thing. So, like, anytime there's something that could help with that even more. So, like, one I'm looking at is probably this 100 fantasies pack. If I can get 100 players in my club for 350k, I have the chance to pack someone since they're 82 plus. This is the sort of thing I would look at. Honestly, right now, we could probably do this. How about we do this? If we hit 10 likes, boys, we got 16 people in here right now. We are currently 4 likes away. We're at 6 right now. If we get to 10 likes, let me know. We'll do the 100 fantasies pack for you guys. I'll probably do things like that until we get something like exchanges. And then once we get exchanges, I'll go crazier. But now we need to calculate Electrum players pack, small Electrum, and is it 2-player packs? Yeah. We're going to have to calculate the expected quick sell value of these so that we know per run on average how many coins we're making on the tradable packs of the new SBC. But yeah, for those of you wanting to see me do League SBCs, once we get close to filling our dupe storage, I'm going to spam some jumbo gold packs, and then we're going to get into League SBCs. Breaking Sunderland rejected 8 mil offer from Chelsea for Xhaka. Sunderland told Chelsea that Xhaka is not for sale at any price. Chelsea felt the bid they sent was fair, but Sunderland viewed as unacceptable and insist. I'm curious, could someone reenact that? Could someone reenact that in career mode? We might have to do that before we end the stream today. Go to career mode. I might do a Chelsea career mode. Go to Sunderland and offer them 8 mil for Xhaka and see what happens. 8 mil for their captain that just got them European football? F off, man. Said Jordy Josh, the biggest Newcastle supporter I know. I love this, man. Who would have thought Chelsea's bringing Newcastle and Sunderland together? Just been doing League SBCs for profit and spending on big promo packs. Yep. And that's like the beautiful thing is like, realistically, for the rest of the game, we could continue doing that and never run out. Because remember, I think people, when they start doing this, they think very, like, short term. But if you think day-to-day hot compounds, we're still making, and most people I would say who are grinding like 25 plus a day are making around 1 million coins a week. I would say bare minimum. That's if your pack luck's horrific, and that's if you're not consistently selling a lot of the things you're quick selling in the Jumbo Gold Pack. Now that we're starting to look a lot deeper at a lot of things in the Jumbo Gold Pack, we're making a lot more coins now. And I'll run through some of those real quick if you don't know what I'm saying. Like, these are things we're quick selling for like 83 coins to like 250 coins. Uncontrollable backflip 900, company for 6.4, elevator celebration 2.8, red stadium seat 1.8. There's cutie Conte. Yellow sparklers 3.3, green stadium seat color 750, Wales kit 400, packable player, navy blue pitch line 1.8k, yellow stadium seat color 2.5k, Spain badge 9.5k. Not only do I want you guys to start seeing this as like additional coins you can get from this, I want you to view this logistically in terms of League SBC runs too. Like, selling a yellow stadium seat color probably paid for the tradable cards you're buying for the next League SBC run. So that alone puts you in profit for the next run with anything else you quick sell in that pack. Spain probably pays for the next few runs, that sort of thing. All of that adds up to an insane degree. FC Bayern Munich goal sound 800, red net 4.4k. The list goes on and on. I could sit there all day and show you those. We're going to show you some live that we list in a second. Indians, what's up, buddy? What's good, brother? Just in time. You missed us, dude. 90 or 20 of the new 89 plus hero and icon packs. Been throwing my low gold cards into the 84 times 2 lately. Been lazy doing League SBCs. Dude, put them in the crafting upgrade instead of the 84 double. It's the move. I'm telling you, brother. As I just opened 384 doubles. Do you think players like Maradona, Messi learn IQ or born with it? How do walk and can scan the how pitch be faster than everyone else? Do I think their football is learnt or it's an IQ thing? Or they're born with it? I think it's a mix of everything. I would argue part of it's they're probably born with it. I would say a bigger part of it's culturally. I think culturally, if you look at Argentina and the footballing environment he grew up in, those things speak more to it than anything else. I think you can look at Brazil and say the same thing. Take a random kid in the favelas in Brazil. They can probably dribble really well and juggle really well. Might never be a pro footballer, but are probably phenomenal at that. Sold some confetti cannons for 4K earlier. Who is actually buying these? Brother, I don't know. In FC 23 or 24, I can't remember. We were selling bronze contract, manager contracts. The bronze common ones, not even the rare. Bronze common manager contracts for 5K. We were sniping them for 200 coins and selling them for 5K. And there were people buying them. we had like a week. So I will never forget this. I don't often yell at people in chat. I think I yelled at the guy who told me about it. Because he came in here, he's like, yo, Mumbo, you gotta try something out. And I've heard of most things. He's like, brother, I'm telling you, you gotta buy a bunch of bronze common manager contracts. I'm like, alright, shut up, dude. You're trolling. And then he kept saying it over and over. I'm like, dude, what is the point of that? He's like, bro, trust me. Try. I will show you. He's like, look at Discord. Look at this. I will show you screenshots of these selling. And we're like, okay, we're going to try it. Bro, it was the craziest thing. Then we just bought promo packs with that. Because what do you do after that? You're just chilling. All right, we need to put jumbo golds to the front. Marco Silva, 800. Uncontrolled backflip. Black. Backflip, 1.2. So, I'm going to get in the habit of listing balls for 350, 400. That would quick sell usually for like nothing. For like 83 coins, I think it is. That's going to be really nice. Still better doing the 80 plus for repeatability, regardless of finishing the objective? Yes, I would say 100%. Did we... Okay, we can end with this. To then put a jumbo gold pack at the front. Technically, I think it'll be the second pack. But still. Writing FIFA was a mistake? Huh? Oh, we have like no Pro League cards in our club. We're gonna have to buy out a bunch. Maybe we should do that instead. Well, should we wait to open our jumbo golds? Then fill our transfer list with... I think that's a better move. FIFA don't think we will see anything like Messi again, but we have Maradona before. FIFA, writing FIFA was... Andrew, I'm gonna keep it a buck, brother. I genuinely have no clue what you're talking about. Zero. What are you saying? What is the context? Mumbo, if you list your gold common player healings for around 300 coins, it's looking like they'll sell pretty fast. Are you on PC or are you on console? You're on PS5? When you say pretty fast, how fast is pretty fast? That's also another reason why I prefer not to quick sell them. I'll occasionally quick sell them in bulk in my club. If I want like an additional like 10 to 20k. If you're stacking those up. But like times when they're up on the market or like later in the year, it's just additional free money. It's like 5 minutes. Let's see how many I have, because I think I just quick sold a bunch. Also, too, I'm going to show you all the stuff I haven't sold consumable-wise yet, for those of you wondering. 23 Hawks, very few engines. We're out of anchors. I still have some hunters, some catalysts, some gloves, hundreds of leagues I still need to sell. Player healings, gold rares. We have 38s. We have thousands, probably tens of thousands of common. Different ones there. Okay, we have 200. And there's 150 bids right now. So you guys could double your coins right now if you wanted, realistically. Yeah, I'm going to find times on the market where things insta-sell for the common ones and then list those in bulk. I'm not going to list too many. We'll do like 5-ish. If they sell quickly, we'll list the rest. But yeah, another pro tip. Why I save tradable packs. You might ask yourself the question, what's the point of doing that? When you do things in bigger bulk, you'll get very frustrated with yourself if you do half and half of everything. The people who try to buy a League SBC section and do it, open packs, buy a section, do it, open packs, not only do you slow yourself down so much, everything you do is a pain. Same thing applies to when you're doing these in bulk. I try to use my full transfer list for storing duplicate cards. And then once that's completely empty, I'll have a time where I use my full transfer list for selling. That way I have periods where I'm the maximum efficiency for each thing. So if I'm opening jumbo golds and I'm filling basically my full transfer list with tradable things I'm trying to sell, that will be the time that I'm either doing gameplay, I'm sleeping, I'm off the game, I'm working on my Evos, I'm club stocking my silvers, bronzes, my Pro League, Portuguese League cards. We'll try to, like, do it that way. Just woke up, was sleeping while you were talking. Yeah, I've been yapping a bit. Maybe. Alright, we'll spend the next few minutes just buying cards. And then we'll attack League SBCs. But yeah, those of you guys complaining about them being like 500, 600 coins was probably just because it was right before new content. Not only can you snipe them for way less when they are that high, but they always kind of go down throughout the day as they get more of that tradable supply from new content and as the bulk of people stop doing their League SBCs for the day. So I don't think we have many gold commons in the club right now. I could be wrong. We haven't really opened our provisions packs yet. I think we made a bunch of crafting upgrades with all gold commons in our club last. We maybe did some jumbo golds and saved some cards. I'm not 100% confident though. Scalping, no one can win in this game. I'm like the Pokemon scalpers, but for these cards. I'm just sitting at the machine bay. Spawn camping. You know what I like to think, Sharky? I take a positive view of this. The poor souls who see these as useless cards that they're never going to want or use, I'm getting them their coins as quick as possible. I think there's someone that's 350 coins away from getting their Thiago Silva off the market for an Evo, and I'm helping them achieve that faster. This is the reason I just bid. Yeah, you can bid too. Both of them work really well. Poor kids. I'm usually doing my buy nows on Pale Tools or Foot Genie where I can see what I have already. But let's actually do some bids right now. Speaking about bidding. The nice thing with the bidding is the silver rares will pop up. More often. Poor kids. Also, too, when you are doing bidding, you don't have to do this, but I'd put a minimum buy now above whatever price that people are doing the buy nows for. So if I didn't set a minimum buy now, let's say there was 350 buy nows getting bought towards the end of the hour. if I did a bunch of 250 to 300 bids on cards that people are scalping in the final minutes, I'm probably going to lose every single card. Bro, I can't win with this guy. I try to snipe. He gets them all. Then I bid and he outbids me on them all. Give me like 2 minutes, brother. I swear. I'm done in like 2 minutes. You can have the rest of the cards, alright? Do your sniping right now. This is why I do it off stream. I don't want to manipulate the markets. Mumbo, you need to do all your League SBCs on stream so we can see you do every step of the process. Then you guys will complain about the price. I remember we used to do... Is anyone in chat, whether you're active in chat or you're lurking right now, please type in chat if you were around during FIFA 22 days with the silver lib method. Were any of you guys around when the lib cards were black and the Sudamericano were blue? I believe it was blue or purple. We would bid 250 to 300 on the silver libs because they were counted as silver rares, so that's like the minimum you could bid. And I kid you not, we'd flip them. We'd use them for League SBCs. We'd do the Libertadores League SBC nonstop. But we'd literally double and triple our coins all the time. We'd pick them up for 250, 300, and we'd sell them for 600 to 1,000. And then there were like daily SBCs. Remember when Foot Solutions was really popular on a foot bid? And a lot of those would be used because they'd be the cheapest solution cards because no one knew how to look for them. So like daily, they'd go to like 2,000 to 5,000. A bunch of random ones would. So we'd club stock constantly every single silver lib for 250, 300, 350 coins. And then we'd have like hundreds of dupes. We'd go unlimited unassigned. And then we'd also do remember the unlimited bidding through the transfer targets. When you could do that on the web app, there was like a unlimited method. You could just do nonstop bids on there. And we'd literally just, after new content, wait for the data to update for those foot solutions to be made. And we'd sit there and we'd sell cards and make hundreds of thousands of coins a day. Mumbo, when are the time to open the Prime Electrum packs? You guys can open them whenever. I'm experimenting to see if I can build to 1,000 by the time I make 10,000 crafting upgrades. Just as like a fun experiment. But I'm also testing at the same time. I know I should only use one experiment as a test. I'm trying to see if I can still make coins, saving one of those packs, saving the Prime Electrum, and saving the players in the Jumbo Gold pack if I'm just strictly selling consumables and club stuff. And so far, it's working. If I opened all my Jumbo Gold packs, we'd be back to 25.5 mil. And we'd be in profit. And that's not including all the other tradable packs that we're now making and opening. Oh, shoot. I forgot I had Bundesliga dupes. Dang it. Convinced 90% of the time I get outbid, it's you bidding on them off stream. You're like the Pokemon scalpers. Watch these cards get stuck in there like Dennis and Gallagher did a few years ago. You have to see them for the rest of the game. Okay, that's genuinely so much faster, it feels like. Alright, I'm going to do one more round of bidding. Then I promise I'm off, okay? I won't go higher than 350. Also, too, if you guys are newer like the past few weeks and you're not really feeling the whole League SBC vibe, but you're just wanting to make easy liquid coins, daily stocking Pro League cards and flipping them around new content can double and triple your coins extremely easily. We filled our club yesterday when I was going on a walk after we were done with the League SBCs for a bunch of Pro League and Portuguese League cards for 200 coins by now. They were going to the end of the hour for 250. And then before new content today, all cards were 500 to 600. So you could literally do stuff like that daily. Put like 100k, 200k into it. And just do that over and over. What filters do you use to buy League 1 cards? I just go on to Foot Genie or Pale Tools. And I do Silvers League 1, 200 by now. Silvers Eredivisie, 200 by now. Silvers Serie A, 200 by now. And then Silvers Bundesliga, 200 by now. Then I'll change it to Rares League 1, 200. Rares Eredivisie, 200. And then once I've gotten most of the bronze ones and the low end silvers, I'll then go to Silver Rare League 1 and go to 350. So like, I'll give an example of one right now. I can't see which ones I already have in the club, so I'm going to use one I don't have all the ones for yet. I think I'm lower on Eredivisie. So like, if I did this on Pale Tools or Foot Genie, it has a feature where it'll show you what you have already. If you do it on here, you don't know whether or not you're buying duplicates. And I'll sit there and just... boom. I'll just do this nonstop. And again, if you're doing this, even if you're getting duplicates, if you're doing this on console, if you're not opening the Jumbo Gold and the Prime Electrums and you have a full transfer list of nothing selling, you can fit up to 100 duplicates on there. And if you're continuing to do League SBCs, you'll continue to pull those cards off the transfer list very easily while grinding League SBCs. So once you fill this, it's constantly being emptied at the same time. So in terms of Pro League Portuguese League, view that as essentially another 10 League SBC runs of just duplicates on there. But how do you avoid the transfer softbands when buying massive cards for League SBCs on WebApp? I'm glad you asked. Not only do we have a full video of kind of not only that, other things too, where it's like, how do you do this most efficiently in all these different areas? That's in the grind playlist. But to answer that briefly, we mix around what we do. So if you know you're going to get bid banned because you're doing the same thing monotonous amount of times, do that for a limited time. Do bids, switch to buy nows, make packs, open packs. We constantly rotate through those things. And that's why I don't usually stream the full process of us doing all this. Why I usually do League SBCs off stream is because what it would look like if I did the whole thing is like the start of my day, me just filling up the club. Provisions come out at new content, I'm making my provisions and maybe doing my dailies. Then it's like towards the end of stream, okay, I'm doing League SBCs now. I'm opening my provisions. I'm mixing those in with the silvers of my club. I'm making 5 to 10 runs. I'm opening the packs. I'm saving the tradables. I'm recycling. I'm making crafting upgrades. I'm opening the packs. I'm making another 5 to 10 runs. I'm recycling. I'm opening the packs. I'm now out of rares in Pro League Portuguese League. Let me go buy 100. I'm now out of those. Let me go recycle this. It's just constantly managing what we have and making sure they don't run super low. The grind playlist is 8 hours long. It should be 50 hours long. When I first realized I could bid for Pro League cards instead of paying 300, I could get them for 150, 250 coins. Maybe if you're rich, getting way more profit. Oh, you definitely can win a ton on bid. Anytime I stream it, though, depending on who's watching, you'll have a bunch of people lurking that are like, oh, they're so low in price. I'm going to do something no one ever thought of. If everyone in MumboElite stream is bidding 350 right now, I'm going to win them all by bidding 400. I'm going to be the difference here. I'm going to win all the cards. And then we get outbid and it's like, oh, dang it, we're losing these for 400. The other people will be like, okay, I'm going to win all these for 400 now. Let me start bidding 400. They all start bidding 400. The guy who just bid 400 before everyone else is like, huh, they're all bidding 400. Let me bid 450. I'm going to win all these. And then when we're bidding 400, we see it. And it's like, oh, someone's bidding 450. And then that price is up to 450, 500, 550. And then you know what I could technically do? This is why it's not fun doing it on stream. Is like, you do that, the price goes somewhat organically, somewhat unorganically. And then all of us who had all the cards in our club, if we haven't used them for League SBCs yet, for 150, 200 coins, you have now doubled or tripled your coins. So some of you probably want me to stream it daily because of that reason. But you're wanting it for selfish reasons. You're wanting the price to just go up. Cheeky little dudes. I'm catching on. You're not slick. I see what you are. Yeah, no. So, Foot Genies is not as good as Pale Tools, in my opinion. If you guys are using the grayed out feature, it doesn't update on Foot Genie if you're on the same page or a new page. So, if I were to do it on here, let me show you League 1 example. If I were to go to League 1, I'm going to have most of the cards ready, so this is probably not the best one. But let me show you here. So, we bought one. That's not grayed out. We bought another there. Bought another here. It's going to show us all the ones we don't have. But if... Oh, here's a perfect example. See how this card is the same one? If I buy him, is it going to gray out the other? No. So if I don't update it, it's going to show that I don't have this yet, even though I put him in the club. I'm going to send it to the transfer market. It's not the worst thing in the world when you have a full open transfer list. But if you're already full on there, what you got to do is you got to escape back out and then go in and do it again. How many cards do you bid on at a time? Bid on at a time? Depends. I usually do groups of 25 to 50 for most things. I don't think of it as an individual thing. I think of it as a checklist of what do I need to do for the day / week and build from there. So the way I would look at it if I were you guys is not ask the question of how many cards do you bid at one time. I would ask the question, Kyle, realistically, how many League SBCs are you trying to do a day? Are you trying to do 25? Okay, are they Pro League Portuguese League cards you're bidding on? If that's the case, how many cards do you need to realistically win to do 25 runs? You're going to get untradables from provisions and the other stuff, whether that's additional runs past 25 or you want to mix those in to meet it. Let's say you want to do 20 runs with just tradables, and 5, that will be a mix of tradables and untradables. You would need 11 times 20. Then you work from there and say, okay, we're going to get a little more than 200 cards. Let's then bid in groups. If we did 50, I could do 4 times throughout the day, me winning 50 cards, right? Then you mix that in with the other stuff. Okay, if I need to buy some League Ones, same kind of thing. If I'm doing my provision packs and I'm making crafting upgrades, I know I'm going to get some rares from there. Therefore, I don't necessarily need to always buy rares. But if I'm going to get rares more often than not as duplicates, I need to figure out a way to kind of work them back in. Kind of work at it from that perspective. All right, are you guys ready to see me do League SBCs? We've been yapping a lot, but it is now time. You guys ready for this? With FootG, I made more than 50 Prem League SBCs a day. Let's go, W. All right, we are going to start now, boys. So this is what it looks like off stream. I'm not going to step by step. Let me take that back. We are. 1 second. We're going to step by step this. Let me pull up chat on my phone. You've been getting a lot of these random FC26 TIFOs when you don't even open a pack? Yeah, I'm confused on what those are. I don't know if it's a glitch or if it's like a TIFO or something I have on my transfer list that's glitched somehow. I don't understand it, but yeah, I'm also not complaining. Yo, thank you for the sub, buddy. All right, we're going to full screen this. Okay. Okay. Let's get it. All right, dudes. We are going to show you guys kind of what a day-to-day League SBC grind looks like for me. I'm not showing you how to do League SBCs here. We have other videos on that if you're looking for a step-by-step tutorial. This is going to be kind of how I maintain this and how I work this in with provisions and the other daily stuff. And just genuinely grind the menu. So you'll notice a few things off the rip. We have a bunch of duplicate Bundesliga, Serie A card, Pro League, Portuguese League, League One, and Eredivisie on our transfer list. We have some things listed, but we just have a bunch of dupes there that we're going to pull from as well. We got some bids on some Pro League, Portuguese League cards. We use some provisions. My dupe storage is filled with a lot of League SBC cards. You'll see some walkouts and other things. But for the most part, we are ready to spam a crap ton of packs. So I'm going to start. I'm going to go to the premium mix. We haven't set any yet in this batch. So we're going to do allow excluded leagues, use storage first, solve multiple times. We're going to try to do this in groups of 5. We might have to go down to 3. But my rule of thumb is I like doing usually 3 to 5 runs before I open the untradeable packs. And if you're new to the channel, I usually save the Jumbo Gold and the Prime Electrum until I go back to console. And that usually works really well. Okay, so no issues with that. We're going to hit apply. I might glitch for a second. Also, I find using Foot Genie on my phone usually is a lot faster than on console. I don't know if you guys noticed that too, or not console, on PC. For some reason, it's a lot slower on here, but is what it is. Still relatively fast. Now, you can make these in groups like this and have it build for you and then submit, build for you, submit. And then if you get soft banned, it'll stop at that point. Or it'll tell you if you don't have a card, it'll say, hey, we can make 4 runs, but you're short in the League One Eredivisie section here. It's not going to make the 5th run. Then we can go in, and if we need to buy more cards for that, we can continue to grind that way. You also could go in SBC 1 by 1, and I can show you that next. If you're a little lower on cards, I can go in just the Premier Liga, I can go in just the Bundesliga, Serie A, and put in the cards that way. And it's also relatively quick. Both of them I find work really well. Depends on the exact grind you're doing. But again, like we said in the past few videos, I would recommend... Oh, are we already SBC banned? So if it's retrying for the Premier Liga, fun fact on this, anytime the Premier Liga gets stuck and it's telling you you can't do it, I find when I go in by hand, it will sometimes work. Makes no sense to me. It's like a little glitch thing that they need to fix. But did it make all 5 runs? Let's see. Auto open. Looks like it did 5. Okay, I still have 7 provisions. I'm going to open these up. We'll keep spamming. By the way, the SBC count is different in the web app and in phone, if I remember, in FC25. Yeah, I do way more than 300 a day. I don't know if it's a mix between going on PS4 and PS5 as well and submitting an SBC gives you access to more. But I find when I do them, when I do a mix of SBCs on everything, it makes Foot Genie go a lot further, whether it's on phone or on here. So we're just going to spam the Prime Elect or the Prime Gold, the Small Rare, and the Small Prime. We'll get some walkouts. We'll get some other stuff, a bunch of League SBC cards back in. And again, we want to limit as much as possible to doing just League SBCs on here, especially if you have the unpaid version. But if you have the paid version of Foot Genie, your thing is you want to make sure you're maximizing your time on here. If you are doing the, let's say, the crafting upgrade or the 84 double, it might be appealing to come in here and be like, hey, I want to quickly make a, let's say, with my non-league SBC cards that are filling up my dupe storage, 5 to 10 SBCs on here. That's great in theory, but that's like close to 2 to 3 league SBC runs that you're missing out on. But also, too, if you're building league SBCs on here and you're building from dupe storage first, what you'll notice is most of your league SBC cards are getting pulled. You'll obviously have some that keep coming back if you're opening the packs. But if you go for making the SBCs, it's pulling from dupe storage first. It's pulling all your dupe storage league SBC cards. By the time you go back to console, if you want to put in dupe storage, it's basically all going to be your low-end off leagues. And then if you're doing league SBCs in general and you're pulling a lot of the low-end cards from your club, if you start from low to high, whether that be value or rating for golds, you'll have a lot of the non-league SBC cards there too. So that's another pro tip there. So on top of that, we have 68 items there. We have been making some crafting upgrades at the same time. So we have, how many of those right now? We have 51 still. We're going to spam these open until we fill our dupe storage to mix in too. What this is going to do is, you saw there, we got a Liga Portugal dupe. It's going to pull some of those. It's going to take care of some Serie A, Bundesliga, Prem La Liga, obviously. We're going to get some walkouts, occasionally a promo card. But what I'm looking for specifically by doing this is League One and Eredivisie ones. With this being up to an 80 plus times 5 now, instead of the old 77 plus times 5, there's way less League One and Eredivisie specific gold rares that we can get. So I'm finding I have to kind of offset that occasionally by getting some bronze rares and silver rares that I'm buying off the market. You can kind of do that in advance. You can mix those in with filling up your transfer list while you're grinding this. It's kind of completely up to you. But as you're kind of using these cards, you'll notice I can then send to club, and boom, 62 items just moved from my transfer list. Look how much room we have there. I can send these items to club that I won. Only one is a non-dupe now. We have way more cards to do League SBCs. So that's full again. We're going to go through and we're going to do another set. We'll do another set of 5. See if we have enough to do 5. Wait a second. There isn't a game at night for me. What time's the game today? Does it start in an hour? It's just the Canada one versus South Africa today, right? First game of outside of group. I'm not sleeping for 19 hours. He's putting his YouTube voice on. Hey, our YouTube voice is the best thing ever. It puts you to sleep. You love it. All right, so one thing to note too, when you guys are doing this, you have the option, whether completely all together, I think, but also like one by one if you're doing the SBCs. There's an option where you can use only the limited amount of rares needed. So, for example, if it's telling you you only need 3 rares for League One Eredivisie, you can use only 3 rares from those. There's somewhere it makes more logical sense to do that. Like League One and Eredivisie, you don't want to use a lot of the time a full rare team when you have a bunch of commons in your club you can mix in. That's going to make it stretch further. But there's some other ones, or depending on the order you're opening packs, you might run out of gold commons or run very low. If you don't have silvers in your club, you might be running into the position where it's telling you you can't make the SBC. A lot of the times it's not because you don't have the cards in your club, you do. It's just set where you're saying, hey, I want to use the minimum amount of rares. If you change that to being able to use more than the minimum, you might have the occasional SBC where it's more rares, but the next one has less, and it somewhat balances each other out. I'm going to use my 503 84 doubles for the 89 packs, whatever it is. I'm going to save 100 and open them. That's a fantastic idea, brother. We just opened almost 384 doubles that we had left today, and we were able to make 20. So that worked out well. So this Prem La Liga seems to be glitching a lot today as a potential SBC ban. If you come back in, like I showed you before, and it worked by clicking that, now it's saying it's failed to submit it to soft ban. I'm going to show you 2 workarounds. You can obviously go to console at any point, and it should work just fine. But if you do a quick refresh, I find a quick refresh is usually the way around it. If it just so happens to be the case that you refresh and it's still not working, that's when I go to Pale Tools, and Pale Tools lets me do more. So I'm going to try one more time this way. We're going to go in there. Boom. Now it's submitted. So just because it tells you you're soft banned doesn't necessarily mean you're actually soft banned. But at the same time, we are now 4 or 5 each one of those through. So we're 8 to 10 League SBC runs in. We're opening packs. We're making more SBCs. We're sending things back into our club. We haven't gotten Pro League Portuguese League cards in a while. If we know we're almost SBC banned, we can continue going until we're completely SBC banned or we've hit the maximum for the hour. But for the sake of not losing your mind and doing the same thing monotonous over and over, I like to mix it up and go back in. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do kind of a club maintenance check. We're going to look at the Pro League cards, see how many of these are still dupes. If it's dupe, it's going to show it's grayed out. Looks like we still have quite a few cards. We're just going to do kind of a spot check. We'll pick up a few as we go in. We might be running a little bit low on these. We're going to do a spot check for the silver rares as well. I don't know what these are right now. Are they up to 450, 500? Okay. So it looks like we're running somewhat low on these. Another pro tip with your transfer list is specifically for the silver rares. I mean, you can do it with bronze and gold rares too, but I find silver rares are the most easiest to get for the Pro League. If you get a bunch of these dupes, you can use the same cards over and over. Just start your transfer list, and once it's done the first run, it can pull from your transfer targets, or you can put it back into your club. So don't be afraid of getting a lot of the same cards for these. The ones I'd be more kind of curious of making sure you're not getting the same one over and over is the commons. You don't want 50 of your 100 transfer lists duplicates being the same silver common. That's going to be frustrating to deal with, but we'll mix in some of these, and then we'll go to a quick spot check of the silvers for League One Eredivisie, and then Pro League Portuguese, or not Pro League Portuguese League, Serie A and Bundesliga. And the reason why, again, we like doing some League One silvers, Eredivisie silvers, and other things like this, is they mix in really well with the gold commons. When you guys are spamming provisions, when you guys are spamming the dailies and stuff like that, a lot of the time you're making SBCs overkill with the rating with all the stuff you just opened. If you throw in a few 100 coins here and there of silvers into your club, it's going to pull a lot of these in. It's going to stretch your daily SBCs easily a lot further. It's also nice too, because when you're doing things in extreme bulk, if you're very easily winning these with very little competition, when everyone's looking at the Pro League Portuguese League cards, or when everyone's opening their provisions, I find it's very easy to kind of stockpile these. Also too, whether you're doing these daily or weekly, think of it as not only just a daily average, but like a total throughout a long period of time. If you're wanting to, let's say, get around a SBC ban right now because you're really wanting to do League SBCs, and you not being able to make an SBC right now and Pale Tools feels like it's slowing you down, or Foot Genie, restocking your club when you're SBC banned is going to get you so much further, because you're getting all those cards for later today and tomorrow. You're preparing the next day or a future time for more success. So that's one of the beautiful things of constantly doing different things there. Let's see what else we can do. So we have more packs we can open. We haven't done our provisions yet, so let me actually do my provisions before we open the prime golds and the small ones and all the other things. Let's rip those open. Let's see, what else do we have? Is MumboElite making a scalp video mid-stream? Hey, bro, it's not scalping. How much do you get from scalping? W streamer, thank you, buddy. I love how it's a mix of people being like, yo, thank you, Mumbo, so much. Your grinds help me so much. It's completely changed the way I see the menus. I'm making so many coins, and the grind's easier than ever. And then the other people are like, L streamer, grind's too complicated. L streamer, he's taking all these cards from the poor children. It's somewhere in between. All right, it's a mix of both. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna be a man of my word in a second. I explained how filling up the dupe storage with League SBC cards, and then doing League SBCs where you're pulling from it first. See, here's the setting I was talking about. You only use rares if required. If you use that, it's going to make it way harder to do League SBCs. Once I do this next set of 3 to 5, we're then going to show you how I would recommend pulling the off leagues not on Pale Tools or Foot Genie. There's kind of two workarounds. Like I said, if you're doing all the League SBC cards first on here, putting them in the SBC, organically your dupe storage is going to be all non-League SBC cards on the low end. You can just quickly go in and do SBC storage pull from low to high. It'll take care of it like that. But also what you can do is you can go to, I find on the companion app, going in and doing it from there is really fast too. If you want to stay on your phone, if you're using Foot Genie and Pale Tools on your phone through a browser, then you just want to switch over to the companion app. I did that yesterday when I was going for a walk, and I made like 50 SBCs that way. Hi, bro. I'm back. I haven't touched the game in months. Brother, the grind is better than ever, my dude. Mumbo, you're going to get canceled for taking the Pro League and Portuguese League cards away from small children. You want to know what's funny about the Pro League Portuguese League? I love Siddiqui, and he was in the Pro League last year that Sunderland has now. There's probably players that we're all becoming familiar with through League SBCs that we're buying over and over and over that are going to become like world-class players in the next few years. And if we came back and look at these, we'd be like, wow, we were buying Noah Siddiqui for 200 coins and putting him into League SBCs. Now he's a Chelsea player and they bought him for 150 mil. Do you remember when you opened like 20 icon packs? Yeah, we just did 20 icon packs today, brother. There was a new SBC that came out today. It was the 89 plus hero icon of the nations of the World Cup. We just built out 20 of those after opening almost 384 doubles. Okay, now we're doing the SBC band thing again. So we're going to do this again. This time, though, we're going to go back in. If I hand. Okay, it did work. So, how many was that? How many runs was that? SBC storage is down to 62 now. Okay, perfect. So it's mainly non-league SBC cards now. So 2 different routes you can go with this. Depending if you're doing the degenerate grind or the standard grind. The standard grind for crafting upgrades or the standard grind for the 84 doubles would be now to put off-league cards, meaning things that aren't Premier Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, Ligue 1 Eredivisie, and Pro League Portuguese League, into crafting upgrades, 84 doubles, player breaks, whatever you want to put them into. I'd recommend even putting rares into the crafting upgrade if you're asking my opinion, because we put those back into League SBCs. But if you wanted to go fully degenerate, this would also be where you would make these, and you'd put League SBC cards in. Reason being, we haven't opened our Jumbo Gold or Prime Electrums yet. We could wait till we get all the cards basically out of our club, start putting some of the tradables ones in if we're doing the degenerate, and we have 100 plus crafting upgrades ready to go that we can then spam open back into League SBCs. And it works really well for building those out in bulk. So for the sake of this video, we're going to do storage, low to high. If we want to put a max of like, I don't know, let's do 83. We can kind of show you what we got here. I could probably make 4 or 5 with what's in our new storage. There's one. Here's the second one. And again, too, you'll see my tokens in the top corner. We have 225. At any point in time, if you guys want to put additional tokens into the 81 times 10 as a chance to get promo cards or a way to get more League SBC cards or get more fodder, that's like the version of quote-unquote exchanges right now. That's what's going to make things stretch even further daily and help you out throughout the week. You can do up to 100 if you get all 1,000 weekly tokens. All right, so we did a few Glory Hunters with this. We're also going to do, so here I'm going to remove Bundesliga and Serie A out of here. We're going to put the off leagues. That's good there. Okay, so now I'm going to make a crafting upgrade. Watch this. We're going to do this now as gold, all. We're going to do value low to high. If you do value low to high, what this does is it pulls untradables that starts from the lowest rated, works all the way up to the highest rated that you have set in the range. So before it uses any tradable gold common that might be 75 rated, it's going to use all my 75 to 83s, value low to high, which is really nice if you're trying to not use those right away, but get rid of a lot of your low-end off leagues. So like I said, if you're not doing the degenerate grind, I would come in by hand, and if it's just a few here and there, mix in some of these. Again, if you're doing League SBCs pretty often, you're going to get rid of a lot of these low-end cards anyways, and it's mainly going to be the off leagues. But if you're doing the degenerate, just sit there, spam all these into crafting upgrades, make that really quick for yourself, and then go in and open those tradable packs. Now, let's go to the next part of this. We just pulled a bunch of the cards that we had on here from League SBCs. We have some more that we can now put into our club, which opens up more space, which is good. I'm going to show you kind of what I do with the Jumbo Gold Packs. I know we touched on this in the video the other day, and I know a lot of you guys probably saw that already, but essentially we have a bunch of items listed here that you think, Mumbo, why would you list these? They probably go for nothing. That's a waste. I thought that for the longest time too. I was quick selling a ton of them. Look at this. Uncontrolled backflip for 900, company for 6.4, elevator celebration for 2.8k, stadium seat color 1800, yellow sparkles 3.3k, green stadium seat color for 750, whales kit for 400. That would have quick sold for 240 ish. All these things add up, and if you're trying to make even more coins from League SBCs or have League SBCs push even further and a lot of that stuff, not only is that going to take you a lot further, but one of the cool things too is we're finding that we can start storing a lot of not only the League SBC cards, but off-league gold commons and treat this like a provisions. We get a Pro League card we can put back in. I'm going to kind of show you what we do with these. I'm going to put all those back in the club now. We just found out too, someone was telling us about this. The player healing commons sell for 300 within 5 minutes at the moment. I don't know if they're still doing that, but we're going to list those in bulk. We have like 200, but we're not going to touch that right now. Do the all injury rare ones sell? I'll have to check these. If they go for like 500, you could list a bunch of those as well. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at the dupe storage ones, the Saudi Pro League ball. You could probably get 600 for that. That'd be a ball that we'd quick sell for like 83 coins. Vuvuzela, could get 400 for that. Everyone loves the Vuvuzela sound. Don't know what this stadium is, but there's a 350 bid right there. Realistically, if the quick sell value is within around 100 of what people are buying, like if it's not really going to go for a 400 buy now, and it's going to maybe do a 350 bid, we can quick sell for 227. I would much rather have other items on there that's going to make more of a difference. For example, top nation manager from Germany, 83 quick sell will realistically go for 350 to 400 at some point. I'm going to list that. League SBC dupe cards, I chuck those up so that we can use those again in the future. Wales kit, we just showed you on a screenshot of that selling for 400. The more you do this, the more you kind of learn these prices over time. But don't be afraid for the first few runs to kind of look at a bunch of this different stuff, see if there's anything with crazy value, and if it's not, just kind of quick sell. But we do that over and over. We fill the transfer list. We make a bunch of coins there. And then at any point too, if you're pulling a lot of your silvers from your club, like we're showing you the Pro League Portuguese leagues that we're putting back in, pulling to use for League SBCs, and then restocking. If you open the Prime Electrum, these packs are going to give you a ton of golds and silvers that you can restock your club. This would be a fantastic way of doing that, past just bidding on cards to do that. However, I'm personally saving up 1,000 of these for an experiment before we open these. So that will get you a lot further than it's getting me right now. But in terms of coins, boys, we're still sitting really pretty. These 50 jumbo gold packs are going to put us into more coins than what we started this grind with. And we're going to have infinitely more crafting upgrades that we opened and spammed, infinitely more 89 plus icon and hero things. So yeah, in terms of the grind, what it looks like day to day, there's basically an example of how that looks. Now that I'm back on console, if I was potentially SBC banned, I could do some additional SBCs on here, maybe do some stuff by hand with off leagues. I could do some League SBCs by hand on here. I could also come in and do some more Pro League Portuguese League bidding. I could go back in and maybe do a bunch of 350 bids. Looks like they're not even going for 300 right now on bid. I could win a lot of those for 300, but I'm just going to do 350 to be safe. There's a 150 bid. I know other people are going to be on these doing that, so I'm not going to touch it. If you're looking for easy coins, easy flips, even more coins on League SBCs for getting them for cheaper, that would be the place to do it. But that's going to be it, dudes. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. If you did enjoy and you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. We have the full grind playlist of all the different kind of grinds like this. If you're newer to the menu grind in general, we kind of refer to League SBCs as something that's basic knowledge. It's not basic knowledge, but I'm telling you, if you watch the video and kind of learn the basics on this, it's set to expire in 3 days. Usually always comes back. If this doesn't come back, brother, I'm going to cry because this is the thing keeping us sane right now. It's also the thing driving us insane at the same time. We need exchanges, man. But I'll catch you guys later. It's been your boy MumboElite. I'm out. God bless. Alright. Just save your packs for next team of the year. True, bro. We could do that. League SBCs are like learning string theory. League SBCs are like the equivalent to like when a child says they want to be an adult because it's so fun and so cool. And then you become an adult and then you have adult responsibilities and you're like, to be a child again. So it's like when you get into League SBCs and you start learning them, you have that childlike mind where you're like, this is the greatest thing ever. We don't need anything else. This will work if we keep doing this. And then you keep doing it and you keep doing it. And then you keep doing it. Then you make it an assembly line. And then you're chasing maximum efficiency. And then when you used to do 10 a day, that wasn't enough. Then you want to push to 15 a day. Then you want to do 20 a day, 25 a day, 50 a day. You want to try to do 100 League SBC runs in 24 hours. And then you slowly lose your mind because repeatable SBCs will come out on the menus that you can do with it. And depending on if EA brings it back or not, you might have a crafting upgrade 1 minute for team of the season. Then they take a week off where they give you nothing of value. And they just give you a crap player pick to do instead. And so then the League SBC grind becomes worse because you have nothing else to put those off-league gold commons into. Then you slowly lose your mind that way. And then you come back into it because EA gives you an insane crafting upgrade along with bonus objectives for it, along with the 84 double for it. And you're like, oh, wow, we have all this, but then we have nothing else to put it in. So you sit there and you put a bunch of walkouts and a bunch of crap that's filling up your dupe storage and club into a Team of the Week upgrade. So you make a video of you doing that with the Team of the Week upgrade, showing yourself putting 88s and below into Team of the Week upgrades, being completely overkill, getting 50 to 100 of those. So you're set for not only the day, but for the rest of the week. And then you say, EA, you're missing one thing in the game right now that's on exchanges. You need to give us something. They can put low ends like 84s, 85s, 86s so that we don't have to put them in the Team of the Week upgrade when we don't need the Team of the Week upgrade. But we kind of need the Team of the Week upgrade because at the time the FOF cards did not actually fit as a requirement for the daily 87 plus times 5, 84 times 10s and other stuff like that. But now that they changed it and they do, we're packing so many of them. We're at 33 right now. And it's probably bare minimum. We're probably closer to 40, 50 that we've packed so far, but I can't keep count because we've done so many off stream. Been spamming 84 doubles. We've been spamming crafting upgrades. We've been spamming League SBCs. It's probably closer to 50 if all being honest. We have many more than we need there. The dupe storage is filling up. We put those in there, make those. And then they came out with the 89 summer tournament crafting upgrade, which is really nice because it's out for 2 weeks and gives us a place to make more tradable packs with our untradables. It puts a place where we can put our dupe storage cards and keep the grind going to an extent. But then we just did all those and we realized we're not packing anything of value. All the cards are like 150k bare minimum. Best was probably 250k. Some of them are like 100k right now, and they're going to continue to drop in price. We haven't gotten something crazy, but we've got a bunch of 90, 91, 92. That's going to be good fodder. 91s we can put into exchange swaps for next week. 90s we could put into exchange swaps for next week. But past that, we're just vibing. And it all started with you clicking on to youtube.com, and you're like, oh, there's a FOF Glory Hunters crafting upgrade. I can do a objective if I complete 100 of these? How can I create 100 of these? EAFC26 Ultimate Team Glory Hunters crafting upgrade. Huh. That's a weird thumbnail from a channel called MumboElite. How to grind FOF Glory Hunters crafting upgrade. What's this? Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy MumboElite. Welcome back. How to grind the FOF Glory Hunters crafting upgrade. 10 minutes later. I somewhat understand that, but what's this League SBC thing he's talking about? Insert League SBC video. Oh, I see MumboElite's live right now. Let me watch him do this live. And then before you know it, you have Foot Genie Premium. You're spam buying and bidding on players. You view the menus not as like something to enjoy, but a task to be completed. And you ask yourself the question, will I be playing this game in 3 months? And the answer is no. Bro Sandy is the exchange SBC. Yep. And beautiful. You want to know what's funny? The second we get exchanges, you want to know what's going to happen? Let's say exchanges drop today. I'm going to show you the exact difference. You ready? All that frustration that you guys have with buying Pro League Portuguese League cards and expanding this to 50, it's then going to turn into this. Mumbo, I just did 300 to 600 exchange SBCs on Foot Genie, but now I'm SBC banned. What can I do? I'd go to console and do them, but it's not as efficient. Should I just wait for the next day? Mumbo, my dupe storage is all 92 pluses. Where should I put them? I don't feel like it's worth it to put it into the 89 plus summer tournament historical. And then before you know it, our whole dupe storage is going to be 95 rateds. And then it's going to be all 99 Messies in our dupe storage. And we're going to be like, all right, guys. We have 500 million coins, 99 dupe Messies. Grind is officially over. We give up. This is Mumbo at the gym when someone asks him if he's using 20 kg dumbbells. Imagine I was a gym influencer. Imagine I was a gym influencer and someone commented on the video. Yo, Mumbo, how do you lift that heavy of weights, bro? You comment on the comment. Did you watch the how to grind dumbbells video? Guys, if you're not watching the how to grind the gym playlist, what are you doing? Guys, a new meta has dropped. Yo, Mumbo, are we still doing hammer curls in the arm grind? Or have we removed hammer curls? Yo, Mumbo, has bench press been vaulted or not? You can scalp the gym machines and equipment. What would be the Foot Genie Impale Tools equivalent? The gym you go to? It's like you go to an Anytime Fitness. They don't have the machine that a Lifetime Fitness does. But they both have machines that Planet Fitness doesn't. No. No. Creatine and supplements would be coin sponsorships. 100%. If you're buying a supplement, no. It would be the GLP-1s and steroids. Anabolics would be coin sponsorships. Where if you ever get sponsored by them, people are looking at you like you're taking a risk. You're gambling. Bronze pack diet? Yeah. Bronze pack method would be essentially, if you have no money, how to grind the gym, what to eat that's really cheap, ways you can work out without an expensive membership, how to make 1,000,000 coins, or first 100k coins would be like the how to get 6-pack abs by summer videos. Wait, no. That's actually a really good one. Because it's like, you'll have people that are like 25 to 50 pounds overweight. I don't know if you guys were like this as a child. I remember I'd watch like a workout video when I was in middle school. And I'd probably have like 30 pounds to lose of body fat if I wanted to get abs. But I'd see that video and it'd be like a person telling you, all you got to do to get abs is do 25 crunches a day. And you're watching them do 25 crunches a day. So then it's like midnight. You're in your living room and you're like, do I got abs now? No? Oh, dang it. Or you're watching someone that at the time you don't understand it, but they're clearly on steroids. It's like a 500-pound Godzilla looking dude. And he's telling you just eat chicken and rice. How's it going, mate? We're slowly losing our mind. On the Chelsea trying to get... Or I should qualify that. Not Chelsea trying to get Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka prostituted himself to Chelsea. And then Chelsea trying to pay minimum wage. Cape Verde soccer team captain accused of raping translator before Star World Cup run. Brother, what? Update from Fabrizio. The dream move is also for Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka is pushing to go to Chelsea. The agreement between Xhaka and Chelsea on the player's contract is already done. That should be illegal, by the way. That should be a thing. That's so stupid. Player's contract is already done because there's no problem there. Xhaka wants to go to Chelsea. He only wants to go to Chelsea and reunite with Alonso. But Sunderland are being tough in the negotiation. No! Sunderland's not even being tough in the negotiations! Sunderland is saying, hey, we have a contract for him. We were building a team around him. He still has 2 years left. And now he's saying, oh, I want to go to Chelsea. And Chelsea's like, Ballon d'Or finalist candidate the other year. Premier League new signing of the season. Captain of a team that was supposed to be relegated, but instead got Europe. Midfielder player of the season. Premier League team of the season. How does 8 mil sound? Wait, one second. There's a 12-year-old in the favelas of Brazil that no one's seen yet? There's not even videos on this kid. Doesn't matter. 60 mil, put him on a 25-year contract. We're signing him. He's never going to play for us, but let's spend 60 mil on him. Sorry, 1 second. Sunderland. Anyways. Best we can do is 8 mil. We think that's just. Because he's 33, about to be 34. What do you say? Got a deal? Steroids equal FIFA points? Oh, sorry, I didn't finish the sentence. Xhaka and Chelsea only wants to reunite. Sunderland being tough in the negotiations. Sunderland are being very strong in the discussions because they don't want to sell Xhaka. It's not just a technical decision. It's also showing that not any club can simply come to Sunderland and take their players. Sunderland feel they are in a very strong financial position and are at a fantastic stage of their project. That's true for both of those. Sunderland are saying we don't want to sell the player, especially because Chelsea's opening bid was 8 mil. I told you yesterday. In a video late last night, I said Chelsea's bid would not be, as reported, 30 mil or 30 pounds or euros. Forget that. Chelsea will offer far less than that. At the moment, Chelsea are offering 8 mil, and that is not enough to convince Sunderland. So at the moment, there's no agreement. Sunderland don't want to sell, but obviously the player is going to play a role in the story. We have to understand how Chelsea and Sunderland will continue their discussions. So let's see what happens over the next few days. Sunderland fans are going through the 5 stages of grief. I've seen breakups with less heartbreak. Brother, I know how this story is going to end, but we're at the delusional, I can't believe this was happening in the first place. I have to rationalize and justify it. Part of the denial, all right? Again, he was the one player I thought wouldn't be moving. I thought any other player would potentially be up for sale after a good season. But, like, from Sunderland's point of view, right? This is different than a player on a 4 to 5 year contract. His contract's out in 2 years. We signed him to be crucial to the club. We signed him for like 15 mil. Realistically, he was going to retire at the club, or until his contract was over, he was going to be here. If Chelsea doesn't want to wait out until he's a free agent, if they don't think Alonso is going to be their manager for that long, or they don't think he's going to be worth it in a few years and they want to buy him for his worth now, his worth is more than we bought him for. Because we bought him to try to stay up. We bought up and we got Europe. And he was one of the players of the season. So his price is 20 to 30 mil. Give or take. It would be idiotic to sell him for less than we bought him for. Even with his age going up. With how crucial he is to the team. But for the most part, you don't sell him for the same amount you got him. when he's your star player, when he's the player you're building around. You sell a player for the same price you bought him for if they've been an absolute failure and you're trying to get rid of them and offload. Oh, I love Twitter so much, man. Look at this. Look at this. One of my favorite Sunderland accounts. Adam. Exclusive. Sunderland have made a 9 mil bid for Chelsea's Cole Palmer. Personal terms have been agreed and club-to-club contract is set to begin. Oh, lovely. He's got Rashford. Let's go. W. Do I have 2 of the weeks at my club? I can't remember if I do. Brian Bodabi. Alright, we'll deal with those later. We'll overkill for now. Mumbo, you're putting Conte into an 87 plus times 5? Yes. Yes. We are. You see correctly. But Mumbo, he's like 300k on the market. Why don't you save him? Nope. Nope. Sorry. Sorry. Fodder. Fodder. But it's Conte and he's a duplicate. We'll pack him again. Probably a 4th time as well. But Mumbo, why don't you put him into the historical 89 plus? Wouldn't that be better? Yeah, that would make sense. We're not making sense right now, though. We're doing dailies. Dailies don't make sense. Dailies make dollars. And it's a game of speed, brother. We're speed running. Go in and just throw things at the wall. I probably should be using my dupe storage. I'm just now realizing. Shoot. Okay, it is using the dupe surge. We're good. Oh, we're still at 80 dupe storage. Oh. Promo card. Who is it? Another one. Are we ever gonna pack a 97? I have no idea. Cullen lost every single battle, but he might have won the war in the end. Alright, boys, we're going to end it there. If you did enjoy, do me a favor, smack the like button, subscribe if you're new. Yeah, take it easy. Well, we actually should be live on Monday now. I just looked at the schedule and I don't have football on Monday, so we should be live. Usually we're not live on Mondays, but yeah, that will be it. Take it easy, guys. God bless. Peace.